anaphylaxis with a pack of bottle rockets. All the way he spun his butterfly with star with 6 phalanges with a bag of tangerines in his back pockets. And the method with which he recycled his vitamins and started to leave scars on the corners of his eyes. And through the wide-eyed revelation shame he saw no stars, even underneath those wide Ohio skies. Shoots himself from reason with a Teflon alabaster jacket, quoted from the finest. But I never did think you better than this young modest of run because his Nazi Scotsism and suicide. Well, why be true to yourself when it's you who are the problem? Not the things you do, but something sick inside. Lithium and dialectics, boy, you really is defective. See me. So, can I mix acid with these meds? And she was like, yeah, I don't see why not. And I was like, awesome, it's medicine. She said, chemically speaking, there's no reason I shouldn't be able to. You know, it was one of those, like, I can't in good conscience recommend it, but, you know, you could. So that's the kind of person I have overseeing my mental health right now. And then there's the other side of the argument that goes, fuck you don't need shit, go for a walk. And nobody seems to consider the possibility that, like, you know, you can take the medicine and then go for a walk. Song for a love song, and those people should get help. Pick lemonade on autumn bomber coats, Peter Pan collars, but my daughter's growing up. She's gonna be a lot like me, but I don't wanna be at all like me. Oh, yellow buzz cuts, pulling out stingers. You're telling me I'm holding up 11 fingers, and stranger things than death can happen to lab-red girls in pretty white rabbits. But everybody knows that, nobody knows that. Everybody's in on my goddamn business. This isn't my first Christmas, I know mistletoe when I see it. Baby, could you play along with me? Baby, would that be alright with you? And when we find out what's wrong with me, could you tell me how I'm right for you? Baby, could you play along with me? Baby, would that be alright with you? And when we find out what's wrong with me, could you tell me how? Could you tell me how? And if I'm still pretty? Laugh lines, wide dimples. If they could see the future back when times were simple, would they kiss your cheek or yank the bandage off, let you speak, or take advantage of how if everyone's sick, well then nobody can catch it, and if everybody's different then nobody can match. And I'm looking through the pockets of the hand-me-downs I laid out, wondering if I fit into the yesterdays I laid out. Everybody knows that, nobody knows that. Everybody's all up in my goddamn business. This isn't my first kiss, it's better to be lost than love now, isn't it? And baby, could you play along with me? Baby, would that be alright with you? And when we find out what's wrong with me, could you tell me how I'm right for you? Baby, could you play along with me? Baby, would that be alright with you? And when we find out what's wrong with me, could you tell me how? Could you tell me how? And if I'm still pretty? Walking bikes home with a scraped knee, sunset smudged across your brow. Warmer tears than you've grown used to since then. A toast to the nosebleed seats in the big dream sequence where you're found, guilty of your innocence and gently sent right back to bed. Everybody knows that, nobody knows that. Everybody's all up in my motherfucking business. This isn't my first anything. This isn't my first anything. Everybody knows that, nobody knows that. Everybody's in on everybody's business. This isn't my first lyric. I know exactly how I should finish it. Baby, could you play along with me? Baby, will that be alright with you? And when we find out what's wrong with me, could you tell me how I'm right for you? Oh, baby, could you play along with me? Baby, will that be alright with you? And when we find out what's wrong with me, could you tell me how? Could you tell me how? Could you tell me, baby, could you play along with me? Baby, will that be alright with you? And when we find out what's wrong with me, oh, could you tell me how I'm right for you? Baby, could you play along with me? Baby, will that be alright with you? After all of that's been done with me, could you tell me how? Could you tell me how? Could you tell me how? Now they drop my jaw to the floor, about lean it back into its sockets, trying to stop it. My God, give me shock therapy. And then for the prescription to the addiction to having a condition, and I'm gonna be fixing a mix of fiction and factuality. When in actuality, see, I'm slipping out of reality. It's like I'm all fucked up and I deserve to die. You know I'm Ava, babe. You know I cannot lie. You know I'm no. You know I'm Ava, babe. You know I cannot lie. You know I'm Ava, babe. You know I'm Ava, babe. Me, drunk in a basement back during a time when I had very bad politics. Yeah, I probably shouldn't even say that there ever was a time that I had bad politics. That's the climate we live in. I mentioned that to a friend of mine. He was like, "What? You had a thought?" And I was like, "No."
Thought crime.
It's the fucking liberals is what it is. You don't know if I'm kidding or not. You're assuming that I'm kidding. You don't know who I am. I mean, now you're getting nervous. I voted for... You know I'm Ava, babe. Okay. No, I voted for the other one. The other one, exactly. There we go. Whichever one you didn't vote for, that's the one I voted for.
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm fucking Bernie, bro. Even the leftists started hating Bernie after a while because apparently men, I don't know what it was, but we fucked up.
What else is it?
People started calling men who like Bernie bros, and I came up with a response towards Hillary Clinton fans using her last name and an alliteration, but I wasn't allowed to say that. All right. Here's a song about morality. Have you ever died in a nightmare? Woke up surprised you hadn't earned your fate? Have you ever felt like Atlas threw you back out on the axis and collapsed and threw the planet away? Everyone's just blood in an ice tray, all vampire picking flowers out in the sun. Run your diagnostic test is positive, nobody dies agnostic, but we still dial 911. Now singing, ooh, could you take a look at me? Am I bad, am I bad, am I bad, am I really dead in bed? Now I'm singing, ooh, whatever you think of me. If you were in my shows, you'd walk the same damn miles I do. We're only tuning to the tone of a bell curve now. Ask not for whom it tones. But with my head up in the clouds, I can see so much ground. And from up here, y'all look like ants in a row. It doesn't take a killer to murder. No, it only takes a good reason to kill. We've all got evidence of innocence. It's everything's coincidence. The difference twixt fate and free will is the way you're singing. Ooh, could you take a look at me? Am I bad, am I bad, am I bad, am I really bad? Now we're singing, ooh, So when you wash your hands of where you've been until you flood the second floor, 84 just skeletons but still can't shut the closet door. The only ones that in need of love are those who don't receive enough, so evil ones should get a little more. Now I'm singing, ooh, could you take a look at me? Am I bad? Am I bad? Is it bad if I'm really that bad? Could you blame us for singing, ooh, whatever you think of me? Now if the shoe fits, would you like that mile? You could put it on the other foot, it's the same size. Yeah, whoa, whoa, could you take a look at me? I'm a man, I'm a man, I'm a man, really that man. Now we're singing, ooh, whatever you think of me. If you were in our shoes, you'd see I wear the same size that you do. Oh, oh, la 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 la. So, that being said, it's a song that it's so weird. It's been so long since I released an album, and so long since I started playing this song that like, I don't know, it still feels like it's a new song in a weird way because it's not on a record, but like I wrote it like fucking like 3 or 4 years ago now, and that's really weird. And it feels like an old song, which is why you will not be hearing me play Skeleton Appreciation Day in Best in New York today.
Oh, no.
I wrote that song when I was 18.
He's my favorite.
It was October of 2011, and I refuse to acknowledge that. Hi, Donnie. I refuse to acknowledge that. Yeah. I refuse to acknowledge the possibility that I peaked in 2011.
Oh no.
So I'm pulling a Tom York, and I will not be playing my creep. I know, it's so sad, because I don't have any better songs, apparently.
The new songs are better.
Yeah, they are. I like this guy.
I do too.
Don't engage with this thing that I'm doing on stage. Don't do it. That really is. I walk off of stage on almost every show ashamed of the things that I say to my audience. So, you guys are awesome. Thank you all. Here's a song that I think I like. In lipstick on the mirror are the lyrics to my obituary. An iambic pentameter, follow perimeter, cross my eyes, down my T's. I was delivered, in sales as I live deliberately. I'm a quitter and a winner anyway, 'cause I never agreed to participate in this game. Won't follow my dreams, no, we've all got them waking up screaming. I can let them go from me. After all, there's no I team, and I'd rather be normal, yes, so normal. I suggest that we keep this informal, 'cause in normal human being wouldn't need to pretend to be normal, when I guess that's the least of all, yeah. To be normal all the way, I could never be. Hey, hey, yeah. Come on, and love me normally. If I could live in third person, Well, I don't think life would be much worse than it is in the current tense presently. This sentence ending with question marks or ... Is it courageous or escapist to leave the quarantine when you're contagious? It may just be a cold. And besides, I don't want to get old, yeah. I drank myself to death to be the afterlife of the party. When the after party came, I was rolling in my grave and I'd rather be normal. You're so normal. I suggest that we keep this informal, 'cause a normal human being wouldn't need to pretend to be normal, to be normal. But I guess that's the least that I to be normal in a way that I could never be. Yeah. Come on and love me normally. This is the part of the song I like to talk to my audience. I like to tell them there's something I want from y'all hepcats tonight. I want you to look to your left, look to your right, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, rock around the clock tonight. I want you to find those points in no return, those inky black abysses, those black constellations, those wings of fire, and the beautiful pupils, and the beautiful irises, the beautiful boy, girl, neither both in between the two. I want you to like them. I want you to tell them how you really feel. Did you get all that? I want you to tell them that you love the way they so seamlessly, like a dream believe, that they so beautifully, and oh so dutifully jam that square peg in the round hole in their hearts. And I want you to tell them that you love the way that they don't stick out like sore middle fingers, that they crawl their way up the side of the bell curve, stick their flag in the peak and slide their way back down over and over and over. And I want you to tell them that you love the way that they're not maladaptive, not malcontent, that they're not maleficent or malignant, but rather that you love them for exactly who everybody else is. I was nothing before, so see I could not have asked to be born. I'll be nothing again, so what am I between now and then? Is there nothing to fear, 'cause shit's getting weird. So to God who made this man, you better have one hell of a plan. I'd rather be normal, you're so normal. I suggest that we keep this informal, 'cause a normal human being wouldn't need to pretend to be normal, to be normal. Well, I guess that's the least of all, to be normal in a way that I could never be. Yeah, come on, yeah. I said, come on, yeah. Come on, yeah. I said, come on, yeah. Come on, and love me normally. Normally. If I change myself, can I still stay me? Or did I just change my mind? Capacity to stay on topic as Donald Trump does. And so I apologize for that. And I was going to say something about what I do as I was doing it, and now I've even forgotten what that was. The thing that led me to explaining that I have as little attention span as Donald Trump has now eluded me.
Yay,
Oh, here we go. So I spent like 2 years of my life lying to people about having a daughter. I don't know if I just broke canon for anybody in the audience. But I spent a long time doing a lot of character work. It was like a big part of what I wanted to do. And then I did that movie, The Real Will Wood, and now that that's over with, I'm done with the character work thing. I mean, no promises that I won't lie to you again, but, you know. But the character work was a big part of it. And I was doing this thing for a very long time, and some of you folks may have seen the show, where I would come out, you know, and like screaming and hollering and doing the whole Randy Newman on acid thing. And then over the course of the show, I would, you know, I'd tell my jokes. I had like little one-liners, and then at the end of the show, or about halfway, 3/4 of the way through, I'd be like, I'm sick of doing this fucking wackadoo shit. Can I just be me? And people would be like, no. Either people were, one time an audience did say no. It was like, suffer for me, clown. But doctor, I am Pagliacci. But you know, I would do that thing, and I'd be like, I need to just be myself now and play a few of these songs that are really for me. And then I play like piano ballads and newer stuff is essentially what I do. And you know, and then people would come up to me after the show. Sometimes people would cry, and they'd be like, I really appreciate you, like, you know, bearing your soul there. And I was like, fuck. That was fake too. And then somebody told me I was manipulative. I made this new friend, and she was like, yeah, no, I think it's really cool that you're able to like be so manipulative. And I was like,
oh.
What? And it hurt, and I made sure she knew that. You see what you do to me. But the point being, I realized that for so long, you know, I had like these layers and layers. You know, I'd come on stage in character, and then I'd break character, quote unquote, to just be a different character. And now, even right now, I don't know how real I'm being. I really don't know, but I think pretty real. You know, obviously I wouldn't be talking like this and doing this stuff. We were just like hanging out in my living room. You know, I mean sometimes, but like, the point being, this is how I would close every show. Is at the end of my the emotional journey that I pretended to go on, I would come and I'd be like, listen, this is the last song I feel like it really sums up everything that I want to say. And here I am going, here's the last song. It really sums up everything I want to say. And I'm being honest when I say it. So I don't know what the fuck that is. Because this is everything I want to say. Art's weird, I guess. This is the avant-garde. And I'm trying to put a punchline at the end of this, and nothing's coming. And I think that that's just fitting. Because punchlines do not happen in conversations. To get to the other side. One day you'll look up at the ceiling above. Your 3 o'clock, your 9 o'clock, the ones that you love. The lights in your eyes fade and life flashes by. One day you're going to die. One day you'll sleep and you'll never wake again. Heaven, hell, nirvana, nothing, no one knows how it ends. Rest in peace or pieces and won't even know why. One day you're going to die. Read your horoscopes, your palms and tarot cards. Either way, your destination ain't very far. You could drown or choke or burn or be hit by a car. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but something will eventually. One day you'll look back at the life that you led. No more future left to fear, that you'll have the past to regret. But your worries will be over when you truly realize one day you're going to die. Take it away, hands. Of time and in the vastness of space, 1 billion amounts to nothing in infinity space. At most a couple generations will remember the ways in which your life never mattered. So who cares if it's a waste? Well, one day you'll meet not even a a faint memory, knowing most your ghosts are falling leaf from your family tree. Your history's not yours to see, nor is your eulogy, and you'll never know what this shit all means. But you'll be at least before you sleep if you just keep this in mind, that everything and everyone goes with the passage of time. So whether it's cancer, murder, or suicide, one day you're going to die. Try not to think about it. One day you're going to die, but there ain't no life without it. One day you're going to die, there's probably nothing after. One day you're going to die, so if you only have one chance, you ought to try your best to live as you like. One day you're going